back with another video. So, as I'm looking at some videos and checking some things out, I'm watching all these things happen, especially like in Texas, where these people that have invaded our country and was let in here by previous corrupt administrations and things like that. And these people have all kind of permits and all kind of thing, and mosques going up in America left and right. In Texas now is supposed to be a big piece of land out there that they're doing. Where do you think they're getting that money from? So are you telling me that America is using our tax dollars also to build communities for the enemies, for our own enemies? And people might out here, they ain't our enemies. Oh yes, they are. Oh yes, they are. And you know what's crazy? In America now, right? Even though these people are making big time videos, and I'm not talking about one or two thousands, not just a few, but thousands of videos telling you and telling us as Americans that they're going to take our country, that they're going to bust into each house and tell them that, you have to follow their rules and follow their religion or either be killed or taxed and all of that. We got to get rid of our dogs. We got to get rid of alcohol. We got to get rid of tobacco. We got to get rid of gambling. We got to get rid of everything because they said so. Keep that in mind. They said so, right? These people that are talking like this have been living this way since the beginning of time and have never learned anything else but the bullshit. And even though it's brought them consequences to where their existence just sucks because of all this shit and these beliefs and all this other shit that they run, right? All of that shit, they're incapable of noticing and learning from it. They will not learn from that. So the other day I saw a post of another guy and he wrote, "Americans are scared and they should be scared." I don't know about that, but anyway, we're going to go with that. We're going to go with that because I got a feeling that what's happening in America is, right, that the liberals and the Democrats, right, that are running around, all these useful idiots that, do all this stupid shit. I think the Muslims are confused with Americans, not liberals. They're confusing the liberals and the bullshit Democrats with Americans. Not anti-Americans, but real Americans, like we the people, the real ones. So they actually believe that we are just not going to do anything about it and that eventually this is going to happen and they're just going to take the country and that's going to be that, right? That's what they think. Now, I, as an American, know a big time difference that it's not going to go down like that. No, absolutely not. It's not going to go down like that. They're going to bring a fight and we're going to respond. And the reason we're going to respond is because this is our home and we have no other home to go to. Unlike them, that they're like pirates and gypsies and they're all over the world trying to destroy everybody's places, their countries, demoralizing, just wrecking everything, right? So then now, right, my thing is this. Look, we as Americans, and I'm not going to cuss today and I ain't going to do any of that. I'm going to control my tongue because you know what? I want as many Americans as possible to hear what I have to say today, right? So look, first, we watched with our own eyes, our own government, allow our enemies to infiltrate this country. Basically, we all know that what they did is that they let an army in against us, right? So that we were betrayed and treason was definitely big time going on there, right? But, somehow nobody cares about that. Nobody's done nothing about that, and nobody's going to do anything about that. Count on that, right? So then here's the thing. So we watched that happen. Oh, yeah, we're going to deal with it. We're going to deal with it, right? Now they're in here, and now they're telling you, right? Now they're here in the country threatening our way of life. Oh, don't worry about it. It's no big deal. It's no big deal. They don't mean that. The only problem with that is that they do mean that, and they're serious about what they want to do. But the fools here undermine all that and act like this ain't really happening and that everything is going to be okay because they think it's going to be okay. It's not going to be okay. Absolutely not. And anybody can see that. Is it okay at the UK? Does it look okay over there? They got infiltrated. The government gave them people everything. Money, all of that, doing the same thing like in America, right? So they gave all these people welfare, this, that, free housing, all of that, but the citizens got the shaft like we did. Same thing, and we're going through the same process. Nothing's different. Now, the results of what's going on over there, right, is a government that betrayed its people, right? Because they are under control by the globalist elitists and corporations because this is their one world government bullshit of 2030 that's on its way, right? So we're 26, we're 4 years away. They said that the globalists told us to our faces years ago that this was coming in this year. And no matter who the president is in the United States and how bold our president is, and I know he's a tough guy and ready to go, and I understand that, but this man cannot do all this by himself. This is impossible. And if we're sitting around waiting for one man or a few people in government to take care of this problem, we are sadly mistaken if we think that that truly is going to happen, because it will not. It is not going to happen that way. Not even close to that, right? So then what happens is, we've watched all these things happen through our government, right? We are looking right now at our justice departments and all that kind of stuff, not even convict not one of these people, not one. And we watch these people commit these crimes on television. We read about it. We've seen it. We even said they don't even care. They right now will do anything and whatever and say whatever, and nothing happens to them, right? So that right there should be a strong indicator to us as Americans that our government is corrupt big time. And it is not just corrupt, it is like out there, right? So we are just like inches away from being the UK as well. This is not going to go well for America, right? So, just like it ain't going well for anybody else in there. Now you got Spain doing the same thing and all that. All these people, right? All these world leaders are being bought by the globalists and elitists. You know what I mean? So these guys are all going, so you got governments all over the world that have betrayed their country, people, and everything else for money, right? Little do they know that, like I said before a million times, and people don't believe it, once these globalists achieve this, they're going to kill all those people, all those governors, all of those mayors, none of those people, because they're not having it. They don't share. They don't share. Once they use the useless idiots, which they are too, just like the agitators on our streets, just like the dumbasses out here, the Democrats and all the bullshit, going with all this, they're all going to pay the same price. They're all going to die too. You understand? There's no special gift for you. They hate you. This is why they do what they do. And you know that they hate you because when they release a bioweapon like COVID, they didn't give a shit if you was on the left, the right, or any of that. They killed everybody. Male, female. They didn't give a rat's ass who died. And still today, we know that they did that. Nobody went to jail for that. Nobody. Fauci, none of those people. Fauci actually sat up there and told you, during this president's term, there's going to be an outbreak of COVID. He knew exactly when it was going to happen, what date it was going to happen pretty much, and even what hour. Oh, no, that came from a bat. If you say so, Chief, right? So, it's not even about being too smart, man. It's just about common sense. It's the dumb shit that they did that told you what they were going to do when they did it, right? So I already knew when Fauci said that, expect it. It's coming. He just mentioned it. It's because it's going to happen like that. A lot of people, how the fuck would he know that? Boom. And it happened exactly because he knows, because they released it. And they knew exactly the day they were going to release it, right? It's like, for example, like this. Look at Bill Gates. Is not Bill Gates still fumigating the shit out of the sky, putting metals in our foods and all that shit that is raining down on our farms, and our farmers have told us this? And what do? Nothing. Nothing. You know what we do? We talk about it online. Like that's going to fix something, right? Now, they told us, right? The whole government, right? The whole government robbed us. Left and right. Republicans too. A lot of the Republicans, all of the Democrats robbed us, the taxpayers, for trillions and trillions of dollars, got us in debt for trillions, but it ain't even debt. It was just all stolen money. And still here we are paying taxes as if that wasn't our problem. And so let me ask you this. If you were the globalist, wouldn't you think, shit, look at this. We could take anything from these people. They ain't going to do shit. Why would they stop? Right? Well, you think the government's going to stop this? The government can't even convict one of these people. Never mind, stop it. Yeah, we got a brute force military, but it's not for that. They're not going to use it for that. They're going to use it for everything else but what our problems are. We're out here fighting, sending our young men and women to die and fighting wars for other countries, but we can't even fight our own fucking war right here in the United States against a bunch of globalists and elitists and corporations that are destroying our country and the world and all that. We never go after them. You know why? Because they're not going to do it. So all that said is a simple concept here. We as Americans are either going to put up or shut the fuck up. Sorry about the words, but sometimes I just got to say it the way I say it, man. You know what I mean? So one or the other. If we're not going to do nothing about it, okay, just keep paying our taxes. When they crank it to 50, 60%, just keep your mouth shut, keep paying it, just like we're doing right now. They're just going to keep doing what they want, rob us, and we're just going to let them. They're going to keep raising our taxes, and we're just going to let them. They're going to keep coming up with ideas on how to keep taking our money, and we're going to let them. They're going to take our children, they're going to indoctrinate, and we're going to let them indoctrinate our children. They're going to keep shooting our kids up with lies and showing porn and all this shit to our children, and we're going to let them, and we're on and on and on. We're just letting these people do whatever they want. Our country got invaded, we let them do it. They're out here talking about they're going to kill us all, and we're still not doing. What do you think? What do you think? So, all of this stuff that I hear every day on these major podcasts and all this other crap, all these news channels, all this bullshit, including Fox and all that, none of that is going to fix the reality of what I'm telling you that's happening right in front of us. And it's not a theory. We're looking at it every day. Does the UK look like it's a conspiracy theory to you that it's screwed up? And then on top of that, over there, they went, not only did they invade it, right, like they're doing now with us, then the government slowly started putting people away, right, for making comments, like a guy that'll say, my daughter got raped and I want these people out of here. Right away, they lock him up too for 2 more years, don't it? Or tell them not to talk about these things. If they do talk about that a Muslim raped their daughter, they'll put his ass in jail. And what? Let me guess, you don't think that's going to happen here? Is it not in process now? Did not the Biden administration kill a bunch of cows and all this other shit into the trillions and all that? They're taking our food supply. They're indoctrinating our children. They're shooting us up with vaccines left and right, 20, 30 vaccines to a newborn baby. A lot of them die right off the rip. A lot of them get diseases and sicknesses and all kind of shit. And all of this stuff is really happening. When you go to a doctor or something, they cannot stop telling you, do you want this vaccine? Do you want this vaccine? All in the name of money. They will not shut the fuck up about that. They want to put these poisons in your body no matter what. And what are we doing about it? Yeah, sure, here, pop it in there. I personally am a pureblood. I got nothing to do with that. But I understand, but I'm watching the rest of the world fall into that. Right? So then Bill Gates, right, is out here doing all kind of foul shit. Talking about cutting trees down. Every idiot, even kindergartners right now. Well, maybe not right now because the schools are all fucked up, right? But, back in the day, kindergartner knew that trees take care of carbon and produce oxygen. This dumb motherfucker that's not even a doctor or scientist or anything like that. He's nothing but a freak, right? A pedophile is what he is, a billionaire pedophile, telling you that what needs to happen in the world is that we need to cut all the trees down and bury them. And what are you doing about it? Nothing. Nothing. Not a word. None of that. None of that is even being talked about. Nobody cares. Right? So what's happening is that what we know is that even though all these politicians have done all this stuff, and even when Doge put it out there that they're robbing us and all that, nothing. Nobody goes to jail. We're too busy fighting wars for other countries and we're taking care of their business, but the United States ain't taking care of us. And you know what the crazy part is? We're the ones that pay for all that shit. So our military gets engaged in other bullshit because Israel or whatever's having a beef with a neighbor, tells us, hey, we got to bomb these dudes because they're going to kill you. Like the weapons of mass destruction that were supposed to be in Iraq, that was their intel. We went over there, nothing happened. There was none of that. They lied to us then. Now they're telling you this other shit and on and on. This bullshit just goes on. You know what they call this? They call this racism. If you speak truth nowadays about no matter what group it is or what people, they call you an anti-Semite. They call you all kind of shit just because the truth. And you think I'm going to stop telling the truth because you're calling me a name? Fuck you and your fucking lies. I don't want to hear none of that shit. I don't want to hear none of that. You understand? There's been many groups of people that have been genocide, way more than 6 million, into the 30s and 40 million. Do you hear people talking shit about that? Nope. Only this 6 million, as if these people were more important than everybody else on earth. That fact alone, that statement alone is bullshit in itself. You know what I mean? So, my whole thing is that we as a country are so wrapped up in all kind of dumb shit, right? That doesn't serve us or suit us in any way, but we're always footing the bill no matter what. Meanwhile, We as Americans are struggling and going through a bunch of shit, and things keep going up, 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 and we don't get our pay to go up, 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 huh? Inflation just goes way ahead. We are behind inflation about 40 years, easy. The average American nowadays, with the cost of things right now, at minimum wage should be $25, $40. The skilled worker should be making $60, $75 an hour, being that we're at this, but they're not going to do that because the design is break you, right? Like that little video of Casio they caught talking, and she said, we didn't hit the working man hard enough. We need to hit him harder. See, these people are saying these things in the open, right to your face, what they're doing to you, and still you're out here just mumbling shit, rambling on about some dumb shit that ain't got nothing to do with shit. Posting about ponies and all this happy shit as if you don't know that your world's about to change and everything's about to be taken from you. So you're delusional just as bad as the fools in Congress and all them. As Americans, we're just letting ourselves get brainwashed right down the line with this ignorant shit. The thing is that we ain't going to have a country. My question is to most Americans, where are you going to live, man? Where are you going? You ain't going nowhere. So what? What are you going to do? We're going to wait for the last minute before we can say something? You're going to wait till you're so far out in the ocean that you can't even see land no more and you're exhausted and now there's no way of coming back and you're going to drown kind of thing? We're actually going to go that route, and it's obvious to me because that's what I see. And I'm going to tell you something else. Now, we already know and we saw, right, many times, like Zuckerberg and all that admit that, the feds told him that he had the, shut down opinions and doctors and all that because they know better than the doctors and all that. Their agenda was pretty much clearly stated, right? Because the globalists and Big Pharma wanted to get that needle in you and kill your ass so bad that they went as far as paying all these people to not let people know certain things because they don't want you to know that you were going to get sick and all that. And all that shit came out later, right? And still there's Zuckerberg, no problem. He ain't in jail neither. Even though all this, so I don't understand what all these hearings and all of those hearings, I don't even watch that shit no more. You know why? Because no matter how many fucking hearings happen, nothing ever happens. So who gives a fuck? Basically, what the government is telling us as a nation is you're screwed. And we're going to do whatever we want. And for now, we're going to play the game and play this fake game of, one side is the other, but they're all the same. They're all the same. This is not working out. The corruption has gotten too big. It's not going to correct itself. So at the end of the day, even the most armed populace in the world can't stop this train, and even in their own country. I'm not telling you that we're going to war. All I'm saying is that we are in a war that was declared on us, even if we don't want to see it or believe it. And even though you want to have an ostrich syndrome and stick your head in the sand, it's not going to change the fact that we're at war and we're being murdered. We're being killed with injections and all kind of shit, with food products, with water. We're being murdered and with the spraying of the sky. We're getting killed with everything. And not one of those people doing that is in jail. Not one. Look at, even with these platforms and all that, right? We all know that they censor everything. And even with X, I'm going to tell you the truth about X. It ain't the first time, second time, maybe we're going to go on to the third time. If you say things there that are a little too strong toward the opposing side, right? For example, I'll give you a perfect example. Today, I saw a video of a Spanish guy from Spaniard saying, right? Now the video's playing on X, right? It's playing. It's got big time reviews. It's got big time views, all this likes and dislikes and all of that shit, right? So that means it's been playing for a while. The guy is literally saying in Spanish, I want Trump to be killed. I want him to be dead, right? This is our president, right? Now, X, supposedly, their rules are they will not tolerate you spewing violence. So what did I do? I answered the guy of the video that is not taken down, right? And because it's that side of the left, right? It's just to show you that even no matter what app we're on or what platform we're on, there's still this bullshit going on, right? And they suspended my account or limited my account because I told the guy, I hope you die first, you piece of shit son of a bitch. That's what I wrote. Now he's talking about threatening and he's wishing death, right? On our president. The video plays, no problem. So I figure if the X is letting that video play, right, in the open, where a man is actually threatening the life of our president and the video ain't been taken down, than for me to comment and say, I hope you die first, you son of a bitch. And right away, my account gets limited. So even with this X shit, smokescreen is what I pretty much am starting to see here with this shit. Even then, we as the right are still being limited in certain things. This is just a big game. Just like we think that the left and the right are two separate groups, but in reality they're all the same. This is all starting to be the same shit too, isn't it? Isn't it? So and then you got to look at it like this. So everybody's whining about how dangerous AI is, and that's up, but they're all racing. The same ones telling you that AI is dangerous are racing to be number one with the AI. If you thought it was that dangerous, then you shouldn't be participating in it or trying to influence it, right? But nope, they'll talk to you. So it's not what it's what I see. It's not all that other shit. Opinions don't mean shit. It's what I see that tells me what's going on in our country. You know, you got politicians talking about, you know, look what happened over there in the presidential State of the Union and all that. You know, you saw a whole party doesn't care about none of us. That's not something that we opinionated. That's not something that we didn't see. We saw that. And still, Americans are over here bullshitting. Americans are not talking to each other. Americans are not coming together. Right? We're not bonding in any kind of way. We're just talking. You know what we want? We just want likes on there. You know, look at me. I got 1 million followers. Oh, that's what's important. Dude. You're not even going to be able to do any of this shit that you think is going to happen in this new world order. You're not going to be the king of the fucking internet. You're not going to have 10 million people on your page. That's not going to happen. The only ones that are going to be in control are the small group of people, a couple hundred people, right, that are going to rule the world. And you, my friend, that thinks you got it all figured out and all this other shit, you ain't getting shit. You're going to be a scrub. You're going to be a slave to those people. And guess what? You instilled them and put them in their kingdom. And you allowed them to make you a slave because you were too busy worried about likes and all that other shit and not paying attention to things like this. We let this happen. Nobody else is at fault. Listen, I don't even blame the government. The government does what it does because we allow them to do it. There is no way around that. So you can talk all that shit you want, and none of that means anything. And like I said, the egos on here, the egos with these podcasts and all that, the egos these people have and their pride and their bullshit. The truth is, all that shit that they're spewing doesn't work for none of this that I'm talking about. They don't fix any of this. None of them do. Even though they tell you they're doing this to you. Yeah, we know this. I don't need you telling me on a podcast that our government is corrupt. I see it every day. I don't need your opinion on that shit. My question is, and your podcast should be saying, what are we going to do about that? That's what the fuck I'm talking about. All the rest of that shit doesn't mean shit. What are we going to do about it? Now you got a guy, look at Mandani, the terrorist that they put in the mayor's spot and all that shit. That's how insane our country has gotten, that the people of New York actually voted a terrorist into a fucking mayor's position. Now you got motherfuckers out there throwing fucking pipe bombs everywhere and all this shit. And let me tell you something else. Let me guess. So the minute these fools, the army that they let in here, right, by committing treason, our government, right, the army that they let in here, once those bombs and all that these people are going to do, because that's what they're going to do. We've seen it happen in the past. We've seen them running over people with cars. We know what they do. It's all about jihad, all that. Everybody knows how the playbook works, because they've been doing this all around the world since the beginning of time. So then my thing is this: when they start that shit here, the government here better not even think about coming with some bullshit. We ain't locking shit down. What we're gonna do is, if we see somebody that's about to hurt somebody, we take them down. We ain't got time to play your game. We're not gonna play your fucking games. That's the way I see it with our government. I'm not gonna play your bullshit game. If you're corrupt and you're a piece of shit, don't talk to me. You don't represent this country anymore. Most of these people don't do any of that anyway. They're representing everybody else but us. And we as a nation, right, are just watching it happen, and all we do is spew shit. But we don't do anything. We're not talking about, and we're not doing none of that. So I don't give a shit what you think you own, right? And how many guns you think you got. None of that's going to mean shit if we as a people don't unite, because the people that are coming against us are united. They are not divided. They're not confused like us. They're not confused like Americans that don't know what bathroom to use. They're not confused that way. These people have been militarized since young. These people have been weapon shooting, killing, all this shit their whole lives. This is what they do. So now that that army is in here, they're not going to come in here divided. They're already united. They're ready to go. Somalians, Muslim, all of that shit, they're ready to go. To the point that they even robbed us for billions of dollars. And what do? Huh? Where's Tampon Tim? Free as a bird. For stealing billions of dollars. And you're out here still talking shit like you really gonna do something, and you think your little post on X or your little post on YouTube and all that shit, that's how you think you're gonna fix this country? Is that what you really think is gonna happen? Wait till they start with the bullshit pretty soon of putting your ass in jail for making statements. Then you'll shut the fuck up. What are you going to do? You're going to get scared, right? Because you didn't want to go to jail. So you're going to keep your mouth shut? Might as well, right? Might as well. We've gone this far. We've given them pretty much everything we got, right? They take our money every day with all these criminal ideas and everything, and we don't do nothing. So why wouldn't they take everything else? Why not? Let me tell you something. If we don't unite, it's the end of our country. It's the end. You see what happened to Charlie Kirk? Now everybody just, whatever. See? Nobody even cared. People, oh my God, they killed Charlie. And then all of a sudden, boom, total silence. As if it doesn't even matter. That's how nuts we've become as a country. And I'm going to criticize our own country and our own citizens because this is a fucking big problem. All right? I'm done criticizing anyone else. I don't even care what the government is doing. We all know the government is corrupt, but it's corrupt because we let them. It's robbing us because we let them. Our kids are being indoctrinated because we let them. All this corruption is happening because we, the people, are letting them do it. So we don't have no one else to blame but ourselves. And even now, people are walking around talking shit. Like if they're, well, we're going to do this, you ain't going to do shit. And you ain't done shit, and you ain't going to do shit. So my thing to you is, as an American, is when and how far do you want to go? What are you willing to do? What are you willing to give? They already started with your kids too. And you ain't doing shit about it. Once I see that we as a nation are just even allowing our kids to be indoctrinated and everything and being dumbed down with stupidity while the rest of the world is doing the right thing and they're learning their kids, only ours are being dumbfounded this way and being stupid, right? All this shit is happening to us, and the most popular, we're so armed and we got guns and we got, what the fuck does that mean? It's useless. It's useless. I don't know, man. All I know is that it's just sad that I am alive and I am looking at my own country sink. And I know why it's sinking. And what I'm wondering is, how can it be possible that I'm watching my fellow man and my fellow countrymen just letting it go that way? And we're not even trying to. A lot of these people, when they come over here, we're going to get busy. Man, you're dumb. You're dumb. You're dumb. None of this should be happening in our country in the first place. These people should have been out of this country a long time ago. The minute you go to if I were to go to any country and say death to them, not only will I be shot in the street, assassinated, hung, but if I went to jail, I would never come home. I would rot in their jail. But it's okay for people to come to America and talk all that crazy shit. Our own system is being used against us by people that hate the shit out of us and invaded our country, and they even have rights to sue us and everything. And every time they sue, guess whose money gets robbed some more? Us. It's a miracle the whole world didn't flood this son of a bitch and brought in maybe 100 million. Why not? Fuck it. We were at that point anyway. Fuck it. Let them all in, right? Right? So, it's just sad, man. It's just sad to see my country's gonna die. It's sad to see that my grandchildren might never be able to be free because of this shit. It's sad to see that we're all gonna live in a world where they decide who dies, who lives, and who's who. And I better not, if we ever get to a situation like that, I better never see an American crying about it or even saying a comment about it. Because when we had a chance to fucking do something about it, we just stood there and acted like assholes and didn't do shit about it. So all the shit talking in the world, this is not a solution. Talking shit will not fix something like this. We only have one option, and it's unity of the American people. If we don't unite as a nation, we cannot straighten out our government. We will not straighten out anything. Our opinions don't mean shit. It doesn't mean shit. You see all this craziness from the left and all that? None of that shit should mean shit. If we were united, none of that would mean anything. Because we as a majority will outrule all of that. You know what I mean? So, this is where we're at, This is where we're at, and there's no way around that. And I hate the people that call us, people like me, conspiracy theorists. It's like, for instance, like we're watching all this happen all around the world, right? With other countries, right? And then on top of that, we know, right? Like, look at the FDA. The FDA knows that the chemicals in those foods are killing us and giving us diseases and all that. That's why they're illegal in other countries, but not here. So who's the FDA working for? It ain't us. They're working for the food companies that are paying them, right? They're all just a criminal enterprise. The whole thing is. The whole fucking system is nothing but criminals. All of them. Here we are, supposed to be the land of the free. You work your whole life. They tack on a 30-year mortgage on your shit. They got you working 40 days, 40 hours a week. You don't got time to be with your family, with none of that. They keep raising the inflation, so now your partner has to also go to work so that they can make more tax money, right? While your kids are not babysitted or being brought up the right way, and it has to be by other people and babysitters and all that shit. All of that is, none of that is a conspiracy theory. All of that is happening in everyday life in America right now. None of that is fake. None of that is bullshit. It's all real. It's not just opinion. This is really happening in our country every day, and it's just getting worse. But still today, here we are, having comments and opinions about dumb shit. Posting memes about what this left person said and what this bitch one said over there, instead of us talking to each other. And we're not talking to each other. We're just not doing it. We're not going to unite. I'm sorry to say it, but it doesn't look like we're going to unite. And the reason I know that is because if they took it this far and we haven't united yet, then that tells me that it's not much more than we don't mind. We don't mind being assassinated by these people with chemicals and needles and vaccines. We don't mind our bodies being destroyed by skies being sprayed, by our food being contaminated. We don't mind that our children are being, indoctrinated. We don't mind that we're hearing that these dudes now are eating fucking babies and drinking blood and all that. Dude, we went down. We let this country go so far with this evil shit. We let these bastards just take over. They took over the most powerful country in the world. And this country was powerful because of us, the people. We, the people, are the military. We, the people, pay for this equipment, for all those aircraft, all those ships. We, the people, did all that. We, the people, built this country. It wasn't the government. And it wasn't the elitists or the globalists. If anything, they've always been around just robbing us. None of those people did any of this, and now we're going to hand over the country to them. Even though they had nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it. The only thing they ever did here was cause mayhem, wars, and all shit like that. That's all they ever did. Was kill us. One way or the other. That's it. And we're now going to hand our world and our country to these people that didn't build anything here, didn't do jack shit here. They got rich by robbing us. That's how they got rich. That's it. And they're still being rich by killing us. Like Big Pharma. Pills, 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 pills. None of that shit heals anything. None of it. Everything is refill. It's a business. And what do? Nothing. So it goes to show me that, here we go. I'll tell you one thing, I'm glad I'm my age. I just feel bad for the youngsters. They are toast, man. They are so toast in this world. It's a disaster. It is the ugliest thing ever. It got to a point where they even convinced people that it's okay to even eat children now. How demoralizing, what a scumbag, low-life piece of shit do you have to be to even consider something like that? Wow, wow, wow. I mean, come on, come on. Listen, man, like I said, I've made a lot of videos, sometimes goofing around and all kind of things and all that, but this is an awakening. This video is an awakening for Americans. There's no way around this. There is no way around this unless we unite as a people. And I'm talking about black, white, this. I don't give a damn what our color is. I don't give a damn what our ethnicity is. I don't give a damn what race. It don't matter what our religion, none of that. What matters is that we the people, the Americans, not the black, not the white, the Americans, all unite as a one nation and handle this situation. Or they're going to handle us. And they're way ahead of the game. They're way ahead of the game. Now comes the next move. Now you see signs in certain places in America that I already see that cash is not going to be accepted. Why? Because with cash, they can't control every nickel and dime. So they're going to bring in the new digital system, the new monetary system, another fake system like the one that's now, that the money has no back because it ain't backed by gold, it ain't backed by shit. So now they're going to introduce a new modern system of that, where now if you even say the wrong word, you ain't getting your account suspended. Oh no. You're getting your bank account and your life shut down. Click. Look it up. China does it all the time. If you even say anything messed up, they'll shut your shit down so you can't pay your rent, and all you're pretty much homeless in the street. You're nobody. And that's exactly what's going to happen. And here you are, parading around, talking about F-ICE, this, that, and the other, all of that stupid shit that got nothing to fucking do with the enslavement you're about to be slid into. And there's people out here talking about, oh, we need reparations for slavery. Who's going to pay you the reparations when the elitists and the globalists make you their bitch? Who's going to pay you now? What are you going to do? What you going to do? You ain't going to have no guns anymore. You ain't going to fight shit. You didn't fight when you had the guns. What makes you think you're going to fight without them? So you see all this shit talk, tough guy, gangster, all that bullshit don't mean shit because we ain't even going to have a country. So you know what? And if you're out here whining about how expensive bills are and how you did this. We did this. You know why? Because we're not united. That's why the fuck you're paying that much money for rent. That's why you're paying that much money for a car. That's why you're paying all this money for everything, because we let them do it to us. Because we're too busy talking about racism, reparations, and stupid shit like that. Because that's the program they put in your mind. And because you're so stupid, you can't see the difference. You can't understand what's really happening here. Damn. What a bunch of ignorant fools, man. I can't believe it. I listen, as an American, as much as I love my country, right? I am in shock of how easy these people are actually taking our country from us. Because we're too busy talking about dumb shit or listening to idiots. Even if the fools, the liberals, would continue talking, and Democrats and all that, it wouldn't even matter if we that have any kind of sense and understand these things I'm talking about. If we were to unite, we'd still be the majority, so they're irrelevant. The little group will always have something stupid to say, dumb shit, they'll be parading around doing dumb. But here's the thing, as long as we, the majority, push to straighten out the real problems in our country, starting with our government. That's the first thing we have to. If we don't straighten out our government, everything else is irrelevant. It has to start from the top. We have to clean house all the way from the top to the bottom. Take the corruption out of everything, out of our government, out of policing, out of military corruption. Anything that's corrupted, we have to take it out and terminate it without prejudice, without even thinking twice. It's the only way. The only reason we've gotten this far is because of that corruption. Because of that evil. So if we don't exterminate that, then it doesn't go nowhere. It just keeps eating away at us. Because the only thing that stops evil is good. But if the whole world went evil, then evil is what it is, and evil is what we'll serve. So before you know it, even though it seems far-fetched, it's not. Before you know it, they'll be selling you a baby in a plastic wrapper at the supermarket. Here, eat this, and you'll eat it because you're a dumb bastard. Oh, I won't eat that. Yeah, you will. Yeah, you will. Just like you said you weren't going to let this country go to anybody. We're doing it right now. So all that shit talking doesn't mean shit. See what I mean? Now that is what I call just simply shit talk and opinion. You know what I mean? So, it's time to wake up and stop talking nonsense. Because the nonsense just ain't going to cut it. They're not playing. The elitists and the globalists ain't playing when they say they're going to take it down. And every day they move further, they move closer and closer to that goal. And we're over here to, ain't nobody taking our country. And every day we lose it more and more. And every day we get robbed more and more for our money. And every day they raise the prices higher. And every day they raise the taxes and on and on and on. Oh, we're going to let them. Oh, we are letting them. We are letting them do it. Armed or not, we're letting them. So, spare me the bullshit. Wake up. Wake up. This is a rude awakening for my American people. I just don't got the time for it, man. We need to change it. We're either going to put up or back down. And if we're going to back down, we might as well just throw our guns in the trash and just fuck it. Tell them, hey, man, do what you want. Take our homes, take our kids, indoctrinate them, do whatever, man. Don't talk so much shit. If you're not going to do nothing about it, just let them do what the fuck they got to do and let's get it over with. Or if we're going to do something about it, let's start talking shit and take care of business and get our life back. One or the other, but there's not going to be two middles here. There's no middles here because they're not waiting in the middle. They want it all or nothing, and so do we. If we don't get in that mood, then we can't win this war. It's not even about the equipment. It's not even about the armory. It's not about any of that. It's our state of mind. We're losing our war in our country because of our state of mind. We're sleeping, and we're still sleeping, and we're still sleeping on and on and on with it. Wake up, man. Wake up. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now. If we do not wake up, America's over. It is over for our country. Some of us are going to go out in a blaze of glory, whether they cut us down or not. It ain't going to matter. But it's not going to be enough of us because the majority is sleeping. By the time they wake up from this, they're already going to be the prisoner and the bitch and the slave. And that's it. At that point, you got no say. Just like the UK, my friend, they have no say right now. And if you think America ain't heading that way, you're an idiot and you're living under a rock for sure. So with that, I would say, God help us, because we need God more now than ever in this country, in our lives, because evil is sweeping heavy over our country, even to the point that they're eating kids and trying to convince you that it's okay to do that too. That's how insane it is. First, they got women out there parading happy and joyful about, I killed 12 kids. I've killed 7 kids. I've had all these abortions with a smile and everything. Pretty soon, the next move is eating them too. That's how distraught and insane our country has gotten. That's how insane it's gotten. We're looking right at it. I ain't making it up. We see it. We see it every day. So anyway, God bless America. God bless you, patriots. To the next video. Wake up. It's a rude awakening, man. We're done if we don't wake up.